Once again on Wednesdays, we were pink. Good morning and happy hump day, everybody. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see. I would say my low is I was in bed for a little bit longer than I would have liked. I mean, nothing bad, obviously. Just, I wanted to, probably could have gotten up a little bit earlier. What's my high? Hmm. What is my high? My high is I was able to get a couple things done I've been meaning to. The morning was fairly busy. Full stop. Like, I recorded yesterday's video at 8:45 roughly, and I immediately had to go to an appointment. I didn't really start uploading until like almost 10 o'clock in the morning. But it got uploaded, so everything's fine. Let's see, what's my act of kindness? Let's see, I emptied a dehumidifier for my father. I removed some garbage bags out of their kitchen trash cans. Just some miscellaneous stuff. Actually, there was one thing I wanted to talk about today. But let's see if, let me just make sure of something. Because I did a short on this a little while ago. Want to make sure there's, see if I can find it. I'm just gonna look it up. Okay. I do have a topic today. I just want to make sure Trevor Conroy didn't give out his last hint for what his next Let's Play is going to be. If you didn't see my short the other day, I made a short saying that, a lot of people are thinking his next Let's Play is going to be Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, but I just made the bold prediction that he is going to do a Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And that's at least what I did. Of course, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy for that. Okay, so you know what? As a Pokemon fan, I have Pokemon on the brain a lot. I want to talk about something about that. Let's get into it. So, I saw something interesting, because one of the things I like to do is watch competitive play, like look up strategies and stuff like that, because it really is, seriously, like, playing Pokemon competitively is really a big thing. It is. And I really do find it fascinating, and all sorts of strategies and stuff. The other day, I saw this one, it's not an official thing, but what happens is, for those you don't know, every Pokemon team is comprised of 6. And I saw this one, it's not officially a mechanic in the games, but someone made it so, like, you have 12 Pokemon, but you gotta choose, like, 6 out of those 12. And I'm like, that's fun, but that's a huge missed opportunity. Like, listen, as time goes on, Pokemon is only going to get bigger and bigger. In fact, again, it's the number one franchise in the world. You know, more so than like Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, and Star Wars, almost combined. So, yeah. Pokemon's going to be here to stay probably forever. And as time goes on, there's going to be more Pokemon added. There's going to be new mechanics being added. I'm like, you know what? Why not go bigger? Like, I said, like, a team is comprised of 6, but, like, why not make it, like, more than 6 on 6? Could you imagine that, like, I know why this would never happen because, A, there'd be so much time and strategy involved with each Pokemon used that nobody would get into it. And also, battles would be ridiculously long. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Pokemon battles used to be, I mean, remember, this is the days of, like, you know, the, of, you know, slow internet and you gotta use a link cable to trade and stuff. Like, this is 2026. Things gotta be moving, like, really fast. And as fun as it would be to see something like, you know, instead of 6 on 6, do like 12 on 12. Or, you know what? Go even further. Do like 100 on 100. That'd be fun. I mean, it'd be fun. It would never happen. That's actually something I've always wanted to see. Like, I mean, you would think 100 on 100 would be long and tedious and perhaps, but not including forms, there's over 1,000 Pokemon, which means some cuts are going to have to be made in order for you to facilitate a whole team. So yeah, it'd be fun, but it's never going to happen. Of course, that's just the mechanic that I want. Here's the thing, though. At least what I suggested is a bit more feasible than the one thing that all Pokemon fans want, which is, like, they really want a game where you can have it all. Like, every Pokemon that's ever existed in the game, you go to all 9, soon to be 10, regions that have ever existed, travel from place to place, get all the badges, do everything in every region. No. Sorry, but that's never going to happen. In fact, if I recall, I think I might have been in, like, I might have just graduated from college when I saw this, but a rumor has it where, like, there are people who suggest what I just said. They'll send it over to Game Freak. They'll read the letter that they suggest, that the fans suggested out loud, and then they just laugh their heads off. Which, I mean, come on. That's never going to happen at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, unfortunately, Gold, Silver, Crystal, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they spoiled us. They really did. Like, being able to travel from, you know, Johto to Kanto, you know, having Red, like, that game spoiled us. And, that series of games spoiled the Pokemon community. And since then, we've only wanted more. I mean, technically we have kind of been getting that now with, especially in some of the post games of earlier gens, like you run to trainers from even earlier regions. Like, I think in Black 2 and White 2, you can challenge, like, some of the older, like, gym leaders and stuff, I think. Stuff like that. Which is interesting. And unfortunately, you know, sometimes during the main story of a game, you know, you run into, like a great example in Diamond Pearl Platinum, you're at oh shoot. It's the city where you get your 8th gym badge, and you're about to head over to the Pokemon League, and out of nowhere you run into Jasmine from Johto, which may remind you a lot of what. I mean, I gotta say this. Gold, Silver, Crystal, and then later Heart Gold, Soul Silver did like all the female gym leaders dirty, save for Jasmine. Because if you watch any of those characters in the anime, like, they are nothing like their in-game counterparts, personality-wise, I mean. So take that what you will. But again, you run into Jasmine in Sinnoh. Like, why would she be in Sinnoh? In fact, Heart Gold, Soul Silver returned the favor because at some point you run into Crasher Wake, who is from Sinnoh. Of course, a name like Crasher Wake, you could probably take a wild guess what Pokemon type he uses. I mean, again, as fun as it would be to travel from region, like to go to all the regions in one game with all the Pokemon that ever existed in one game, that would be just too much. I mean, I'm sure one day it'll happen, but it's going to be about a good 10, maybe even 20 more years before you get anything like that, if you're lucky. I mean, frankly, you're better off having Game Freak finally make Mega Evolutions for every single Pokemon ever. Which sounds like it'd be... Listen, I definitely have a firm belief that at some point, there's going to be so many Pokemon with Mega Evolutions that, like, the single or 2 Mega Pokemon rule is going to be thrown out the window. Like, you can have an entire team full of Megas. I'm sure that's going to happen. That's actually a lot more likely. In fact, with that mechanic in mind, you could actually jerry-rig a team where, because it's been established that some Mega Evolutions are not as good as what they were before Pokemon Mega Evolved. Like unfortunately Garchomp, for instance. Like, there's a lot of strength. And that's the thing. Like, as fun as it would be to have, like, a team of 6 comprised entirely of Megas, or what I suggested earlier, have, like, a battle of 100 on 100. The strategizing would be fun, but it'd be long and tedious. I mean, people spend hours just doing 6 alone. Like, I can't imagine how it would be if you did, if I do the math correctly, like, shoot, I forgot what the math, 40. Like, I can't imagine how long it would take to do 18 times that amount. True, that would only be 98, but still, it might as well be 100 at that point. Oh, shoot, I did that wrong, didn't I? It'd be 16 times. Because, with a remainder of 2. It's too early for me. It's summertime. Why am I doing math? Like, why? I mean, listen, I'm just spitballing some ideas that people want to see and things that might actually happen someday. I mean, shout out to the Pokemon. Like, listen, yeah, there have been some mechanics that Game Freak has created that, of course, like, come on, Gigantamax, that was never going to last. Z-Crystals were actually okay. I mean, by far the best mechanic introduced was Mega Evolutions, which is why they brought it back for Legend ZA, and why there's more Pokemon with Mega Evolutions now. Speaking of, I mean, yeah, there's some Pokemon that got rocked from Mega Evolutions, like Flygon, Milotic, Golem, and Machamp. Oh, Machamps would probably be sick. Especially when, like, for whatever reason, whenever, like, they, like, reveal a Pokemon Mega Evolving, it always involves a Machamp getting beat. At least that's what it was for Mega Hawlucha. Like, of course, here's the thing. I bet Machamp's Mega Evolution would probably be good. I'm absolutely positive, though, that a lot of people are going to find it underwhelming, or Game Freak is going to make it not very good. Unless they keep the no guard ability. That would be cool. So, yeah. As much as a fan of I mean, I'm a fan of Pokemon through and through. You know, been a fan of Pokemon for pretty much the entirety of its existence, and probably going to stay that way for the rest of my life. And yeah, there's some cool things I want to see, but I'm also realistic enough to believe that it's probably not going to happen. If anything of what I said happens, believe me, no one's going to be more shocked or happy than I will. And who knows? Maybe I'll go back to playing the games again. Yeah, I stopped playing around Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and that was where I stopped. Actually, I do need to play Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Never did quite get to do that. Hope you like this video. Like, subscribe to YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm your home news video for you guys watching your video. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Everybody, you guys want to talk to us, we're here to let you know. Back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.